shadows play, witches chant their spells. As night turns to day, their cauldrons brew with the earth's own might, crafting potions of love in the pale moonlight. Pagans step to the rhythm of the earth's deep drum, the hearts in tune with the beat that hums. In sacred groves, they find their kin in the dance of life they're woven in. Dance with the witches under the moon's soft glow. Sing with the pagans, let your spirit show. In the circle of magic, where trust is found, let the elements guide you in the dance now. With hands raised high to the sky so vast, the witches call the air with a powerful blast. The fire responds with a warm embrace, while water swirls in its flowing grace. In this realm of wonder where the elements meet, witches and pagans, let your spirit show. And magic weaves through the tapestry of life, a world of riches where love is rife. In this realm of wonder where the elements meet, witches and pagans in harmony complete, the magic weaves through the tapestry of life, a world of riches where love is rife. In the circle of stones under the moon's silver light, witches gather in silence, their magic taking flight, the chants that echo through the room.
Whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom I'll ignite the flames of truth burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and legends remain. Let the tarot unfold. Let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain. Unseen whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom I'll ignite the flames of truth, burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain.
Good morning, my beautiful stars. Give me a second. I gotta fix my camera here. Things got knocked around a little bit. All right, there we go. Hi, everybody. My name is Joshua Bleasy. I am the Unknown Prophet. As you can see behind me, my beautiful sign says it right there. Anyway, hello, everybody. Welcome on into Happy Thursday. I hope you're all having an amazing Thursday. Welcome on in as we begin to start our weekend off right. I'm getting ready for Deadpool tomorrow. I'm going to be like a kid in a candy store. We've got our ride set. We've got our tickets. We've got everything we need to go to Deadpool tomorrow. So, unless there's a meteorite that wants to crash into my house before tomorrow, I'm going to go see this movie. I've heard good things about it so far. I know that not everyone's jumping on the bandwagon, but from what I hear, it's one of the most successful Marvel movies they've made yet. So I can't wait. I'm giddy. I'm foaming at the mouth so much. I'm trying not to watch anything spoilery. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to walk in with that 100% true experience. You know. Okay, let's see here. There we go. Now it's better. Now you can see it better. Anyway, guys. So welcome on in. Hi, Sergeant. Hopefully you're still sticking around here. Nice to see you. Good to see you, buddy. And you know, this week has been very, very cool for me. It's been, you know, step by step. I did my morning meditation this morning and just trying to take in the world a new, different way. You know, every morning I go outside and I do a threefold cleanse. I do a physical body cleanse, a mental body cleanse, a spiritual body cleanse. I do this all with my mind, of course, but as I start to meditate and do the breathe in and breathe out exercises, I start to calm my mind down and I release all of this anxiety and pain that I have inside of me on a daily basis. The reason I can come here for 3 hours a day sometimes, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired today. I've been a little bit run down lately, so you know, I'm hopefully, you know, and my tummy's been kind of acting up a little bit, so I'm not drinking a whole lot of coffee today. So you know, but you know, I do have some, but it's like my right now, it's just not settling. Okay. So anyway, guys, welcome on in. I hope you're having a fabulous start to week. The queue is open. If you guys are ready for a reading, jump in the queue. Otherwise, you know, I'll just sit here and babble for a while. So, you know, yesterday I was talking about how I do everything with my gifts and stuff like that. And I hope you guys watched yesterday because I was trying to explain exactly how I do what I do. And I guess the part of the connection that I can best explain it when I was trying to get into the heavier stuff of how I connect to spirit. When I get to that deep, cleansing, meditative mind, when I bring myself to a level where I have emptied my mind out of all of the world, I've emptied my physical pain and anger and all of that stuff and the depression or anxiety I might be feeling, I drain it and put it into the ground. I energetically push it into the earth to be recycled and renewed. And then I do that with my spirit as well. And then I cleanse that all up and I push it all out. And then I refill the cup with the positive energy I need for today. So I just refill my cup up again, fill it with the physical stuff will help me keep my body going, energized for 3 hours. Will help me keep me with that perfect love and perfect trust mind. What will keep me spiritually connected so that I can do the job I need to do today. When I stand up from that meditation, I am 100% the unknown prophet. There is no distinction between me and my other self. We are the same person. The reason I use a magical name or the reason I use another name is not to say I have two different personalities. I have one personality on two different levels. One level is how I deal with the day-to-day stuff, and then the other side of my brain is the spiritual side of things. And when I start to see something coming into my head, okay, I start to feel like this tickle, okay? And sometimes I feel like it's coming from the right side of my head. It feels like someone is telling me the information. My brain is processing that information, and then I'm spilling out what I have to say to you. I see that movie play in my head. Sometimes I hear things or see things in that vision. It's just like watching Deadpool, only I get a preview of Deadpool before it comes out. So, you know what I'm saying? So if I wanted to today, I could have gone and watched Deadpool tonight at, whatever god-awful time we could have gone. But the buses don't run that late. So we're going to go tomorrow. So all of you who get to go watch it today, don't spoil it for me. But anyway, so, and my journey hasn't been easy, there were times in my life where I lost faith, where I lost the will to live, where I lost the will to even try anymore. I was so lost. I was so confused. I was so doubting who I was as a person, doubting what other people used to tell me used to hurt and stick. When people told me about me, I took constructive criticism seriously. I thought maybe this is something I need to work on. So I began to work on that thing. Now it takes me a while to get caught up to the rest of the world. I'm not going to lie. It takes me a while to adjust to a new way of thinking. It usually takes me about 3 months to adjust to a new way of thinking, and that means I've got to do it every single day for 3 months so that I don't forget to do it. So I meditate that every single day, except the weekends. My weekends are off from anything. I stay in bed. I recoup my spoons. I hopefully get back on track and ready for you Monday morning. Oh, God, the stomach. If I have to be right back sometime today, it's because I had to go throw up. Oh, thank you. I think I needed to release that. So, anyway, my path and my journey, like I said, from about the time I was 18 to 25 was probably the most difficult part of my life, but also the most transformative part of my life as well. When I turned 18, I became an adult. I had an experience because my mom and I had kind of a joke between us that when I turned 18, she was going to throw me out so that I could experience the world, because when I was 16, I said, I'm a big man, and when I turn 18, I'm going to be able to handle everything. So she kind of threw it back in my face as a joke, and I said, watch me. I'm going to go do it for 3 months. Watch. And I did it for exactly 3 months. I was homeless for 3 months. It was in the summertime. I spent a lot of time downtown and with the other homeless people and hearing stories and talking to people about things. I didn't do anything like a reading for anybody back then. It was just an experience. I spent a lot of time in shelters, helping out, trying to do more for everybody else so that I could get fed, because the more I helped out, the more I got fed and slept. I got a place to sleep. I got a place to eat. When you do extra for the places you stay in, they're going to be more inclined to let you stay. So, I did whatever I had to do to get a place to sleep. And sometimes I slept alongside with all the other people who were homeless sometimes. They were nice if they had an extra bed or something, some extra food. They're the most giving kind of people you will ever meet sometimes. Yes, they do go out there and they ask for things because, that's why when I see a certain kind of homeless person on the side of the road, when I know they're truly homeless, not just some kid in a t-shirt wearing a sign saying, "Give me money for booze today." No. You don't get my money. You know what I'm saying? But and I try to buy homeless people food. I don't give them money. So I try to buy them something they could actually use right then and there. So if it's a hot meal and they turn it down, well, then you know what? They're not as homeless as you think they are. You know what I'm saying? So, and then after that, when I was turning 20, 21, 22, I fell in love with a girl named Crystal. And there was this time of my life where I felt like she was the one. She was the one I wanted to be with. She was the one that I wanted to marry someday. Right? Now, I thought she was the dream girl that I had in my vision when I was 8 years old. She looked like her. She, almost was a perfect match to my dream woman. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I fell hard. I fell fast. I tried to be her friend. I tried to be her best friend, but I always had that deep inside of myself thought that maybe one day we could be more than just friends, right? Now, she told me over and over and over again that was never going to happen. I don't know why she did not want to choose me, but I'm kind of glad she didn't choose me because I live a life I am very proud of right now with a woman who does actually love me. So, but the thing about that whole relationship was I did everything I could for this woman. I changed the way I looked. I tried to lose weight. I even started smoking and drinking a little bit more because they were into that stuff. I was going down a pretty depressive path, and that had to be the time of my life where I was the most suicidal. Was that time frame when I was an adult and made conscious choices. And during most of the time that I was with her, there were 3 times that I almost said, "Fuck it, you know what? She's never gonna love me. No one's ever gonna love me. Why don't I just kill myself?" And I didn't go through with it, of course, but they were depressive, dark times for me when I thought I could never find love like I found in my life right now. There was a time when I thought there would never be that person for me, and it was difficult for me to come to terms with that. And as I began to wake up and began to take off the rose-colored glasses and started to see a little bit more of her and a real light, not a fantastic, that rose-colored glasses, I don't see anything but the beautiful things about you. No, when the rose-colored glasses finally came off, it was like, oh my God, I tried to date that I don't want in my life. You know what I'm saying? We stopped being best friends. It felt like a breakup. It honestly did. Even though we were never dating, even though we never went out, I tried to help her with boyfriends and all of that stuff, but she always came back to me for the advice. She always came back to me for the help that she needed. And I'm like, why are you asking me? I have no relationship experience whatsoever. Why would I have any good information for you? And so it was a very toxic relationship, friendship, whatever it was, But that's where I started to awaken again with my psychic abilities again and started to hear the voices and start to see the things. The guides were always there. They just kind of went quiet for a while. Let me have to go experience life because I just had to go experience life, And that is, I think, the best thing they could have done for me was let me just go experience life and not give me a bunch of clues on what was going to happen for a while. Because I needed to go through some stuff in order to be ready for a woman like Beth that I married, And I had to realize all of this stuff all on my own, and I couldn't get any extra help to do it, And then around 25, I started. I've always been a person of nature. I've always been a person who liked the forest and trees and all that stuff. I love things like the Knights of the Round Table, Shakespeare. I am a big advocate of women's rights and big advocate of rights of any kind that are, for your skin color. I don't care what skin color you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what political leaning you are. None of that stuff really matters to me. I want to know what you are as a person. That stuff is just the extra stuff you like to do, not my stuff to worry about, and in that time frame when I started to awaken again, and then I started to do my palm reading, right? So I would go out to strip clubs, right? And I know this is going to kind of sound funny, but here's a funny little story. I would go out to strip clubs because, hey, I needed something. I needed something to make me feel like I could have some kind of connection with someone. And it wasn't the best way to go about it, but I went to strip clubs to watch women dance, and also sometimes after their dance, we would start talking, and I said, "You want a palm reading?" They go, "You do palm readings?" And I go, "Yeah. If we can find a quiet spot, I'll give you a palm reading. I don't want anything for it. You already gave me what I wanted to. Do you want one?" And I would sit there and give them a reading, and they couldn't effing believe how accurate I was. They told me things about, I told them things about their lives that I could never have possibly known. They had told no one of any of this stuff, And that's when I started to trust my gifts, even though I was giving it to people who cares if they're strippers, who cares if they're women of the night, it doesn't matter. I've slept with a couple of ladies of the night. I've paid for sex, at least 3 different times I did, because I'm going to say 4 times, because I was that unconfident about myself, and then, like I said, at that 25 point in my life, I started doing palmistry readings because I'd always been interested in stuff like that. I went to a club once around 2025, where I met. It was like a pop-up rave. Okay, it was just a pop-up rave that happened back in, like I said, when I was 22, 25, something like that. No, it was more like 25. It's around more like 25. Sorry, but I went into this pop-up club, right, where they were having just a party, and it was just your general kids getting together to throw a party, and they had rented this spot to throw a party, and it was like everyone was welcome, come on and help us party. It looked like a fun time, so I decided to go in there and start to dance and start to have some fun, have a couple drinks, stuff like that. And then I noticed someone in the back corner doing palm readings, and I was kind of interested in getting a palm reading done because I had never gotten one done before. I sat down with this lady, and she is the one who set me on my path. I don't remember her name. I don't even remember her face. I don't even remember anything about her, except the fact that when she did my reading, she looked me dead in the eyes and said, "You will be 1,000% better than me someday." And she said, "One day you will save lives and you will do all that." So everything that I've been told was validated in that moment, So that's when I truly started to believe in the dream again. Because like I said, I gave up on the dream. I smashed a blue sphere my mom had specially made for me because I didn't know if I wanted the destiny anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because I just didn't think it was ever going to happen, And when you believe in a dream and you look for the signs and you're hoping to make that connection between the fantasy and the reality of it all, because let's be honest, it's an impossible thing to believe that what's going to happen next sometimes. And as I start to get this palm reading done by this very talented palm reader, she looks me in the eyes and tells me how good I'm going to be someday at this. So I start studying palmistry, and I study it very well. I start reading any book I can grab on palmistry. I think I spent a year reading up on palmistry and doing palmistry readings for people at the same time. Now, I threw the books away about a year after that and started doing just intuitional ones where I didn't have any other information. I had all the information that I needed for lines. I needed to trust myself now. Now, there is real genetic information in your hands that do tell you certain things about you and your life. There are certain genetic traits and certain genetic lines that show up in people's lives for certain various reasons. We've gotten to a point now where so many of us get the same kind of lines, we can tell what those lines mean now. You know what I'm saying? But it's just another It's just another way to communicate with spirit. And then that's when I started going to around 30. I started going into classes in St. Cloud, Minnesota, because I heard there was a pagan alliance meeting. Now, I had started getting into the witchcraft right about this time. I was reading books like I was reading palmistry. I was reading books on witchcraft. I picked up a book called Solitary Witch by Silver Ravenwolf. It was my very first introduction to the craft. And everything that it told me in that book was very easy and simple for me to understand, so I could understand why they did the certain things. Because there was curiosity. I wanted to demonize the faith, because I did believe that maybe there were evil people here, and I was struggling between two different faiths at the time, the one Christ has to tell you and the one that God has to tell you, and God has to tell you. And I decided I didn't have to choose. I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior at the moment, but at the time I wasn't quite giving my whole heart to Him. And then I found the craft. And everything I did in that book, everything that book said to me made sense to me. It made, finally, something spiritual made sense to me. Something that I could actually believe in, and then I started to trust in this feeling I was having inside. And then these guys come along to tell me, do this. This is what you're supposed to do. So I start going to classes in St. Cloud. I'm dragging you-know-who with me for part of it, because we hadn't quite broken up yet by this point, but or stopped being friends by this point. But about so I might be getting a little bit of the timeline. That was a little bit earlier, but we were going to the St. Cloud for a while, with her for a while, and then it was like a year or two after that when I had that big blowout with my friend, and then continued the rest of my journey where I found Beth and all of that stuff happens. But during the time when Crystal was a part of my life, like I said, I was a lost puppy in a cloud of, I don't care what anyone else tells me, I will love this girl. I wasn't in love, I was obsessed. There's a difference between obsession and love, and I finally understood the difference. It took me 7 years to figure that out, but 7 to 8 years, But then, as I started going and reading up on witchcraft, and I started it started making sense. I went to this Pagan Alliance class, and these young kids just accepted me for who I was, out of the box, no questions asked, and then they just start talking spirituality. And we talk and we talk and we talk. Then we go out to Perkins afterwards, where we go into, hey, Sergeant, nice to see you. Hey, no worries, if you were listening on that, that's good for you. I'm just telling my story here. So, I'm going to finish it up with, as I start to enter the craft and start to begin my journey into becoming the person I am today, because that's when my destiny truly took hold. That's when the signs started happening. That's when everything started to click into place. That's when I had to go through like I said, the most difficult part of my life, because if I didn't go through that shit, I wouldn't have been ready for someone like Beth. Anyway, let's get to the work that we are here to do today. Sergeant is in the chat. I'm going to start with my cleansing shuffle. Okay. You want to know if you and the same girl you've been talking about, IG, will ever be together, and how long will it be if you do end up together? Got you. Just waiting for that magic signal to tell me that they're ready for you. Oh, okay. So you want to know how long will it be till you get together? Or if you will, right? Because we don't know yet. Okay. So, they're telling me they're ready for you. I understand. I think I understand your question. So just to reiterate, will you and IG ever be together? And if so, when will we get together? Right? Just to make sure I understood the question. And how long will it be until that happens? Right? Did I get it all? Then let me start my shuffles. 1, 2, God card. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You have 2 God cards today for you, Sergeant. And then we have the 29th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and then I'm getting a download as we speak. Okay, Sergeant. To answer the question, will you and IG ever be together? It comes down to one thing and one thing only. And this is what defines whether or not you will be with her or not. It's time for you to take control of your life and make a choice here. It's time to ask her out. It's time to go find out. It's time to take that fan and start to feed the fire of IG and see if that fire starts to burn bright for you. It's time to take back that control. You can go as slow or as fast as you want, but it's time to feed that fire. And if IG is the one you want to be with, accepting her past and allowing her the ability to choose you back in return. That's what we're doing here. We're giving her her option to choose you. So we have to let her know there's a space for her in the first place. So if she knows there's a space for her in the first place, now we have to go find out how she feels. Well, here we go again with the same question. If you will ever be together, if you can let go of the guilt of what you've done in the past as far as the dating kind of thing goes. So you can let go of all of your old baggage. You can let go of all of your old crap that you used to carry around with you and allow yourself to leave it in the past where it belongs and not be afraid of succeeding in the future and not feeling guilty for doing good in your life and getting the things you want and doing right by yourself for once. You know what I'm saying? They have to drop off that guilt train either way. It's time for you to come to that peace inside of yourself where you're in that perfect love and perfect trust. You're ready to be shared with someone. And sharing yourself with others is not always the easiest thing to do. But when you do it, you overcome that guilt. You put the guilt in the past. Hey, let's not worry about what happened in the past. Let's worry about what we can do right now in this moment. So, and then we got the guilt card, which is kind of saying, well, can we let go of some of the old stuff and not be afraid of you getting what you want? Getting the girl, getting her in your life, and how long will it be till you get there? Well, it depends on how much energy you put into that forge. Like I said, you're the one in control of the path here, so you have to feed this fire. This is the fire that you're feeding for her. How hot are you going to get it before she realizes that she wants you, right? I think if you don't take action or don't take some kind of a way to tell her how you feel, the Forge card is coming to say you have to transform it, though. It has to be a your thing now, not a just I want it to be just me thingy. If you want it to be shared, then you got to put both of yourselves in that fire of what will happen, the free will game time of just finding out and going back into that forge and transforming your life into what you want it to be. It's all about getting you ready for change. So, are you ready for a change or are you not ready for a change? I think it would take up to 3 months if you were to start saying something to her now. I think you would have to go through like a brief moment of let's get to know each other. Then it would be a moment of let's see if there are if there are any feelings here. Then from there it would go wherever it would go. But the card that you got as your destiny card is a freeze card, and it's saying whatever you do, don't let your fears and your anxieties and your worries stop you from getting what you want. Take that brave step forward and ignore the cracks in the ice right now. You may be on ice, but it's not thin. It just cracks because it's when you move, it moves, and it cracks when you step on it because it's water, frozen water, and you're heavier than that is. But it's thick enough for you to walk across, but you have heard all of these little cracks along the way that keep stopping you from getting what you want. So what they're telling me is if you were to ask her out today and she was to say, hey, can we start to talk and get to know one another a little bit here? And then maybe a month later talking about maybe, hey, how do you feel about me? Then maybe third month would be, let's start dating. That's the way I'm seeing it in my head. So that's the kind of timeline, and how long you'll stay together, that's up to you two. I think you will be together, but you got to be the one who takes the brave step forward, my friend. And then we got your God cards. Yeah, and it's amazing when my cards come to tell you something I wish that they had told you in the last 3 cards, right? Because I feel it in you, Sergeant. You're ready for a change in your life. But you have to throw in the towel, or you have to throw in and get in the boxing ring and box for a while. Life is about finding out, not pulling punches, about getting out there and making change. The Leaf card is all about going through patterns and breaking free of the cycles. So is this the cycle that breaks you free from the past dating mistakes we've made? Does this break you free from the old cycles you used to do? Are you ready for a new cycle? Are you ready for a new wheel to go on for a while? The one you want to be on, not the one you don't want to be on, Instead of being on the wheel, you get the maze of little things going everywhere so you can make choices and decisions on which way you want to go spend your time today. I used to have a little hamster, and it used to have all these things running all over the house that it could run anywhere it wanted to. It was the cutest thing ever. It had like 4 different spots where it could sleep, But that change has to happen, and there has to be that death of the old to embrace the new. Now, searching card is about letting go and not getting in your own goddamn way. And we both know that sometimes you get in your own goddamn way. Those doubts, those fears, those anxieties, those things that say, I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy enough of this IG person. Well, you gotta move that rock out of your fucking way and just get up on top of the hill and go, hey girl, I like you. So don't let this stop you because you're scared, At least you'll know, one way or the other, at least you will know for sure how she feels. Just do it! Yeah. I mean, it's telling you you're ready for a change. Are you ready for that change? Can you leave the past behind? Can you accept this rebirth and this new life you are going to live? That's what the cards are asking you. But can you get out of your own way to do it? Are you going to stop being stubborn about it? Are you going to stop walking in fear and anxiety about it? Are you going to stop trying to convince yourself this is the right day to do it and just fucking do it already? I mean, I was watching something earlier about how they were saying that free will is a myth, right? And that your mind, your subconscious mind makes up the decision before you even speak it out loud. But I have a question for you. Where does that subconscious stuff come from? It's not like someone's going into my brain and making me do those specific things. I might be reacting to certain stimulus, but that's not making my mind up for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I think that's what we're waiting on. If she hasn't read it yet, she can't respond to it. Or she's read it and she's trying to decide how to respond. Yeah. So just give it the time. You did that this morning. It hasn't been read yet. So wait for her to read that and give her the space she needs to make that choice, to choose you, to see if those feelings are reciprocated, you know, because what I'm feeling from this is an opportunity. So you've already done part of the work already. So you're ready for this. Now we just have to go on with the rest of it, which is learning how to share our journey together, living in the I call them my 5 keys to a good relationship, but you will make up your own rules, but it's good, honest, open communication, sharing everything as much as possible, even the icky parts, especially the icky parts. You have to have your own separate things that you guys like to do from time to time because you need some space and time for yourself and your own dreams. But you come together as that ultimate power team and support person for that one another. You believe in that power stronger than any other power that is out there. And then you learn to communicate. You learn to talk and listen to one another. And then you have to have that love in return. If you don't have that love in return, forget it. It will never work. So, those are my 5 keys to a good relationship. And they've been working great for me. So I don't know if they'll work good for you, but that's what's been helping me. I'm not like a relationship expert here, guys. I was not a very good dater when I was younger. I got turned down a lot. I got cheated on a lot when I was a kid. So, and what they're telling me is this is your moment. So when she opens the letter and she reads it and she finally understands, then that's where the free will be made. You know what I'm saying? So she hasn't seen it, so she can't make a decision yet. But I think that was the good start. So I basically feel like you got a confirmation reading with it when you say that to me now. That you did it right. You did it at the right time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, that's okay. We're going to wait for her to read it. You've got to give her a moment to go waking up and all of that other stuff. And when she finally does read it, we'll have to wait and see to see how she feels. Because right now, I'm feeling, from me personally, the energy that I'm seeking is that's what she wants too. She wants a good guy who's going to treat her right, who's not going to do the same thing that every other guy has done to her in the past. She wants someone who's going to be that true supportive partner, the person who's going to listen to her and share the journey with her. What I'm feeling from her the most right now, she really wants that solid, good communication so that there's no misunderstandings. So, go in there if it does become a relationship, go in there and say, here's all the baggage that I have yet to let go of. Here's all the baggage I want to be free of and letting go today, but it's there for you to know what I've been through in the past so that you can make a good decision about how you feel about me. It's sharing that and opening yourself up to that and sharing your feelings to her. What I'm feeling is a good response from this. That's what they're telling me, a good response from this. So you'll probably get a good response from this. I don't know if it'll start the dating process, but it might start the talking to get to the dating process. You don't understand? You're just like me right before I met my wife. She was in an abusive relationship before me, a very abusive relationship before me. She was only out of that relationship for, I think, 3 years. I say by the end of the day. Once she reads it, by the end of the day. I think you're going to get a quick response. I don't think you're going to have to wait a couple days for a response. 1 to 2 days at max, I'm seeing, maybe. 1 day to process the information, 1 day to reply to the information, But, like I said, she was in the most abusive relationship she's ever been in her life. The man hit her, talked down to her, did a bunch of crazy things to her that That's her story to tell. So she was looking for a guy like me who was going to be the ultra supportive, someone who doesn't have that kind of violence in him. I don't have the kind of violence where I hit something when I get angry. If I hit something when I get angry, it's usually on old dead trees or something that doesn't have any life in it, so I can't hurt anything, because I know just how powerful I really am. So, and now she's getting out of that she's getting out of that, so she needs time to process that. She wants to make sure the next guy she gets in. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I've never gotten so angry that I've gotten angry once in my life. It was in our very beginning of our marriage where she said something really awful to me and I went like this and was thinking about slapping her for saying that. And then I saw the look on her face as I raised my hand, and my hand went down faster than it's ever gone down in my life because I recognized that look. That was the same look that I gave someone when Susan would come for me in the closet, okay? So I understood the look. You know what I'm saying? So I understood what that meant for her. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't understand. And I didn't remember. I was a new relationship. We just gotten together. It had been like maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks by this time. And like I said, I had that moment, but that was the last time I even raised so much as a hand to her, you know? And like I said, except for fun, playful fighting where we're both doing it together. We do have these moments where we kind of play fight once in a while, but we're both into that. We're both doing that for good reasons, not to hurt each other, you know? We play fight. We don't really hurt each other. And then we go back and we go, we're done arguing now. Because, that's how funny it is, Yeah, exactly. And I believe that most of my life anyway. So it wasn't a hard choice for me to make. That's why, like I said, I had a moment, and I'm glad I made the right choice. W for me, goated moment for me. You know what I'm saying? But hey, when we got in that beginning relationship, we spent a year learning about all of that crap, about the baggage, about what she's been through, about what I've been through. We were talking, we were communicating that first year. We had 3 rules: open eyes, open mouth, open ears. We will hear each other really through. We will not just react, we will hear them. We will tell them exactly what we need them to know. Even if that's emotionally strong in the moment, we're allowed to get that out. And then open eyes so that I can look around and see what may be happening that you're not telling me. You know what I'm saying? That I see you doing wrong that I might need to bring to your attention. And those were our 3 rules in that first year. We used a big ears for when we needed to listen. We said open your mouth when you needed to tell the person what they needed to tell. And then when we said open eyes, she wanted me to really look at what she's been going through lately or what I've been going through lately and really take an honest, unabridged look at it, And that's what saved us, And we did those communication things that first year. And by the time we were ready to get married, we had completed and gotten through most of our damage. Most of our damage. I can't say 100% of us, we got through 100% of it. But I would say we got about 85% of the way. All of our baggage was gone. We were in love with 2 new people. We knew we were right for one another. I'm searching for the answer. Okay, you know this person very well, Sergeant, and you know their habits. Usually when they get a message from you or anybody, they're busy sometimes. They don't always get around to it, but when they do read it, they're usually pretty good about responding to it the appropriate way. So if it's a personal letter like this, she might personally want to call you and talk to you. Okay? So she might want to tell you with her own voice, her own words, but I think it's going to start out as a text, and then maybe you can suggest, can we talk on the phone about this? It might start out as a text, but maybe you should turn it into, Let's talk about it so you can hear my voice. You know what I'm saying? So I can say this to you from my own voice, not just my hands, you know? So you can hear me say the words, you know? I love you. I think I'm in love with you. I want to know if you're in love with me or even kind of like me. I think you're this, this, and this, and this, and point out all the good attributes of what makes her the perfect woman for you. I want to be this, and this, and this, and this for you as a man. And set that down and let her know what she's walking into. I am a mess sometimes. I do have bad habits. I do have things that might bother you and drive you nuts. I'll tell you, 90% of the things that used to drive me nuts, I love now. Okay? When she doesn't do them, I worry. You know what I'm saying? She belches and she farts whenever the fuck she wants to, okay? She is a rude, crude, socially unacceptable woman in the house. But you step outside the door, she is not that woman. You know what I'm saying? Because she's a very wants to be accepted by society kind of woman. I could care fuck less what anyone thinks about me. You know? But what I'm feeling is that she'll want to respond. And I'm feeling something in my throat, so I think there's going to be a verbal part of this. Because I'm feeling like getting choked up. Feeling. I'm just taking you off the list. We'll keep talking. We're just clearing the list. But pick a number 1 through 52. I'm going to do a 1-card pull for you. And this is what the message will be when she does give you the message. So maybe a clue on what the response will be. I'm just going to wait for the cards to tell me that they're in the right spot for you. Ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then here comes your 1-card response about what your answer is going to be. Okay, let's talk about this answer. So, this card is my Rainier card. It's my brother's card. She doesn't want to go back into the same situation she's just been in. So her answer is going to be, I still have some work to do for a little bit here still. But I am feeling this something for you. But I've got to let go of this old life first. Because I don't want to carry any of that bullshit into any relationship. So she's trying to seal that door like my brother did when he went to prison. Now, she's not someone who did something wrong or deserves this or anything like that. She put herself in her own prison, and because of circumstances that were beyond her control, put her in her own prison. She's finally got out of that prison and now breathing the new fresh air. You're providing her the breath of life she needs. You're providing her the emotional stuff she needs, but she needs to do it in a little bit more of a controlled environment. When my brother was in there, he had a choice. He was offered a program that he could start to do while he was in there that would help him rehabilitate himself from the crime that he had committed. He had a choice. He could either sit there and still stay in his jail and be mad at himself and angry and sad at himself, or he could change. He decided to take the program and run with it. That program helped him in so many different ways. I can't even tell you how many ways it helped him. But he made a choice to stop living in the negative and start living in the positives, to start living for that zest for life again. And maybe, just maybe, you're the zest of life she needs. Maybe, just maybe, you're the emotional freedom she needs, the shoulder to cry on, the person to cry into, to let it all out. You know what I'm saying? So her response might be, give me a little bit here. I feel something for you, but I'm still kind of moving out of this old bad pattern. I want to walk into a new good pattern. My brother changed his life around. He met his one true love after he was out, while he was in the program, by the way. And now they're about to get married sometime in the future, but they're doing it in their timeline, not my timeline. They're not ready for marriage yet. They just financially and everything else is just not there for them right now. But they do want to get married someday. And if that gives you any hope whatsoever that she can make it out of this and she can walk into a better life, because my brother is living a way better life now, living inside of the law, acknowledging he made a mistake, acknowledging and taking responsibility for it, trying to do everything in his power to make up for what he done, even though he will probably never be able to repay that debt. Now, she doesn't have to worry about any of that. All she has to worry about is accepting you. And just, like I said, a brief pause of, give me a moment to digest, make sure I'm ready for this, and here comes the emotional, what you need to hear. That's what my brother did when he finally got out of that place. He re-embraced life again, and he re-embraced to let out his emotions in healthier ways than he did in the past. That was his promise to himself when he took that program, that he would never, ever go back and put himself in a situation where he would be in that situation ever again. So think about that's kind of how she's going to respond a little bit. Okay, but if you ever XYZ to me in any way, shape, or form, that will be the end of the relationship. You know, very stern boundaries being put up at first. You know what I'm saying? Because wants to make sure that you're not going to come poking, you know, at her. But that's the answer. So I think that's a good thing. She'll take a pause for a moment, but she'll take a beat, and then she'll come back to you and respond and realize that maybe you are exactly what she needs. I know you wouldn't. You're not that guy. You would never do that, okay? I'm not saying you're that guy at all right? You're polar opposite to that. You're probably one of the most loving, caring men out there. You're kind of like me, a very squishy inside, tough exterior on the outside. I look like I fucking could kill you, but I just want to give you a hug and tell you I love you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I know that, you know. So, and I know you wouldn't ever hurt her or hit her. That's not a question. Like I said, it's her. You have to understand her mind is an abused mind. Okay? She has been through PTSD crap that she will never ever to be free of. It took me a long time to come to terms with my abuse. I'm still working on some things to this day. But 90% of it I have dealt with. That last 10%, maybe I will be able to deal with it, maybe I won't. Thank you for the follow, too. There are people in my college who are scared of me because I prefer to work alone and I look like a baddie. Yeah, see? But they don't, allegedly. You know? And thank you for the follow, Doors. Welcome in, first-time chatter. Nice to see you in here. We were just having a conversation with Sargent about his reading and talking about relationships and stuff like that. So, if you would like a reading, please press ! join for a reading, and I will explain how it works here. But I am doing absolutely fabulous. My name is Joshua. I'm the Unknown Prophet. If you would like to donate, I have places for you to be able to do these, but these are completely free readings. I do very in-your-face, blunt, fire, ethereal readings. That means I don't hold back. I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I will be the bad parent if I have to, and I will burn your world to the ground if it will move you into a more positive world. So that's the kind of reading. I use a custom-made deck that I created called the Five Paths Tarot, and I will tell you exactly how to get to that best day ever. I will help you get to that, answer your questions or whatever else you want. So that's the kind of readings you get when you come here, and we sometimes just have chit-chats and talk and stuff like that. So whenever you're ready, you've already done you've done that. All right, rock and roll. So I always do what I call, let me explain things for you first. I will do a cleansing shuffle to clear these cards off for you. I need you to do two things for me and only two things for me. Number one, pick a number 1 through 10. That's how many times I will shuffle the deck for you. Then I need you to pick a second number, 1 through 52. That's where your answers will be in my deck. If you have a question you want answered, please pose it in chat so I can understand it. If you don't have a question, just say I want a general reading and I'll tell you exactly what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And I will tell you how to get to that best day ever. That's my only promise here. So if you are ready, I will start to do my cleansing shuffle once I see your numbers pop up. And if I have a question, I'll start to ask them for the answers there, and then we'll get going on it. So whenever you're ready, give me those numbers, okay? put it in your green jeans. Okay. I was just talking to my wife for a second. Just give me one moment. You're welcome, sweetie. All right. So just a general reading for you today there, my friend. Get that out of the way. And we're back from our ads. And go ahead and type your question. I'm going to start to do a cleansing shuffle right now, though, since I see your numbers up there. And I just wait for the cards to tell me that they're ready for you. This is the intuitional part of the reading, when I do this part. I love that woman. She's sitting there with her tongue hanging out, going, like she got the good itch, like a puppy. I'm just like,
Forget the foot.
and the foot shaking. Okay. I love to make you laugh. Okay, that's where they want them. Okay, so here's your position for your start. So here are your 6 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You have a God card. Now, what is a God card? A God card is an extremely powerful message from your higher power to you, answering a question you've been having recently. So after the general reading, I will ask you if you want to see this card or not, because it is the most extreme card I can do. I am the most extreme during this point of the reading. So that's your choice, but you only get choice number 1 when you're a first time chatter in here. After that, you have to see your God cards. So we already know you want to see the card. All right, here we go with the 45 though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the 45th card now goes on top. So bottom card's there, top card's there. Just to prove I actually did it. And then here we go about your answer for today. You want to know if romantic love is coming your way soon? It's a good question. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So doors, welcome in, by the way, and get ready for a nice wild ride here. I hope you enjoy your time here. But with that said, from what I'm feeling for you, it's not like you're not ready for love. It's not like you don't want love or need love. What is happening right now is being presented to you a choice to receive certain kinds of gifts. Now, you may have a couple people come your way who will not match what you want in a person. You may have a couple of people come along who get very close but not quite close enough. And in 1 in a billion chance of finding someone who is your soulmate, like I did, well, it's not 1 in a billion, actually, it's less than that, but you know what I'm saying, you know, it's one of those goals and dreams we hope for in our lives, but we sometimes have to create the fortune or the future we want. So right now, you're being presented with gifts on how to get that romantic love that you want. So what is being presented to you right now, whether it be a good gift or a bad gift, it's your choice to open it or not. So I want you to start to look at things that you wouldn't normally look at as a good person or a good fit for you. Someone who may be out of your comfort zone for a while, because it feels like what you do is you kind of pigeonhole yourself into one certain type of woman. And you don't see all the other options that are available to you. I don't know if this is something you do or don't do here, but when you take in these lessons and you take in this life here, I'm feeling like sometimes it gets confused in there and which one I want to know about or see about. I'm not sure if I'm ready for this much love or I want more love than this. But I do believe that love is on its way. It's getting ready to give it to you, but they're trying to make you ready for that love, is what they're doing right now. Make you ready for it, ready to accept and receive it. So that you, when you know you got the good thing in front of you, you know which present to open. You know, when you go down the stairs on Christmas morning, you see the one that you really know you want to open first, and it ends up being the shirt from grandma, and then the one that looks uglier and doesn't look so great is the toy you really wanted. Okay? You know what I'm saying? But here we go into the next portion here. And this is the decay card. Now, what does this mean in your present? It means that there's still some work to do on your part. That there's still some things, some bad habits, some bad things that you kind of give into. Maybe some communication stuff that you don't do very well sometimes. You have to learn how to talk, learn, and listen sometimes. Not that you don't want to. It's just I think you have one of those kind of minds that kind of races, like an ADHD mind kind of a thing, or racing mind kind of a thing. And it's kind of a daily basis of what I hold on to and what I get rid of. And you're trying to let all of this crap empty out of your life so you can make room for the new good stuff. So this is basically the card right before we plant. Because if you are going to put something, you basically took life and put it into a compost pile and said, I'm going to let it sit there for a while and I'm just going to go live life and not worry about it. I'm living my best life ever at this moment, but I want something extra now. Now I go to check my compost pile and I've noticed that all of that stuff has started to decay and start to turn into life-giving nutrient, dirt, and fertilizer for my fields that I can plant in. What do I want to plant in those fields? So you're getting rid of the things and she's getting rid of things so you both can be ready for one another. So getting ready to accept those things, getting rid of the old bad things so that you can reach that acceptance in the future. And the acceptance is, yes, you will have that romantic love soon. As soon as you can start doing the work that you need to do to brush up on your relationship skills, on your dating skills, on the skills that you know that you have because you are a special person. Just be yourself and don't try to put on that fake mask anymore. Take off the fake mask and accept yourself for who you are. The good, the bad, the uglies, everything in between. Really accept all of that. Then you will shine like a bright light in the sky, and your one true love will see you like a ship in a storm. They will see which way to go and how to make landfall into your world. But I think there's just a tiny bit more we need to accept about ourselves and be ready to share that with someone, because when we are giving ourselves to another person, we know that that person can't help fix us, right? They can only share our journey. They can support us, yeah. They can give suggestions, yeah. But they can never do anything for us because we have to be the ones who take the action in our life. But good news is, doors, that I want to tell you a tiny story here. This Willow card is the most important, one of the more important cards in my deck. Because if there was any card that told you to follow your dreams and follow your heart and start to listen to the signs, this would be that card. Okay? You are being sent a vision in your dreams or in your sleep or in your waking moment. You've dreamt of a certain kind of thing happening to you in your life, a certain kind of relationship, a certain kind of romance, a certain way of being. It's almost like you feel like you're predestined to have this life. Well, guess what? I don't care what's happened in the past. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care how much crap you've been through. I got one phrase I have to tell you. No matter what happens from this point forward, everything is gonna be okay. You are gonna find your destiny. You will follow the signs to your one true love. Underneath this willow tree, my friend, was the first time I ever got a psychic vision. I ran away from home because I was being abused by a babysitter, got angry, ran into the cornfield, ran up to a hill where there's a willow tree. Okay? I understood what was being done to me was being done to me in a wrong way. I got all of that out of me. I went up to the willow tree being an exhausted little kid, getting all that anger out, fell asleep under the tree, and had the dream that changed my life forever. The blue sphere dream. And if I didn't follow that dream to the letter, thank you very much, Demi, for coming in, Twitch Son, and giving me your prime sub. if I didn't believe with my whole heart that that dream could come true, I would have never been sitting here with my one true love to this day, living the life I've always wanted to live. So pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to what you want in your life. They're telling you you have a blank check to write your own love story. Tell us the kind you want. We'll help you get there. Everything will be okay. I'm feeling like love could be in your general direction within 3 to 4 months, honestly. So that's your generating. Any questions about your generating? Any other questions you want to know about relationships or anything like that? I think as soon as we are starting to work on this stuff, that I'm feeling that that opportunity will come to you. I think there may be. Do you know a girl with sandy blonde hair? And I don't know if you're a girl or guy or what your preferences are. I'm feeling female for you. Are you a guy? Yeah, it's on the way. Dirty brown blonde hair. I want to know your pronouns and stuff like that first, because maybe I'm seeing a guy with long blonde hair. I don't know. Yeah, female. Okay. Sandy. Okay. Here's the only clue I can give you. Okay. Short, sandy, dirty blonde hair. She wears a lot of blue, like up in here, like a lot of blue. And she's got. She likes to wear jewelry and earrings and stuff like that. It's kind of part of her presence. She's got kind of like a gypsy-like kind of attitude about life, not really serious. I can pick up and go whenever I want. I can do whatever I want whenever I want kind of a girl. She doesn't take shit from no one, and she's got one of the most open, beautiful hearts you will ever meet. She will have like a couple freckles on her face and something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm seeing her. I'm seeing a clue to maybe someone who could be the one. It's a potential. It's only a potential. You won't know until you meet this person, if that is that person. But I'm giving you some kind of physical clues on what I'm seeing in my head. That I see you meeting in about 3 months, maybe 4 months, maybe sooner than that. Might already be in your actual friend circle right now. You just haven't never seen them as anything more than a friend kind of a deal. Because I am seeing and she does have a small geek side to her. She's got a quirky, geeky side to her that she doesn't share with a lot of people. If this person makes sense to you, or this sounds like your type, then I can give you something that would help you define it for you 100%. But I want to get to the God card first. Now, as I said, I know you've already said yes, but I just want to warn you, these are the most extreme messages I will ever receive. This card will answer a question. It may have to do with the last one you just asked. It may have nothing to do with the one you've asked. It's definitely one you've been having in your brain a lot lately and said, hey, God, give me an answer to this already. Here it is, your answer. What does your God want you to do now more than ever? My friend, I know it looks scary to take some risk. I know it looks scary to take a chance on somebody you don't think is your level, but sometimes you just gotta jump. Sometimes you gotta take a running jump off of that cliff and trust. Sometimes you just gotta trust yourself enough to take that giant leap of faith. That's right. You're not scared of the fall, you're scared of the jump. So it's time to get out of your ass and start to jump into places that may scare you, because that might be exactly the place you find the one true love of your life. Because guess what? They're not letting you jump alone. They've got support systems on the side. They've given you a golden parachute. They even have mattresses so that even if you fall 5 miles away, you land softly. Okay? Do you want any more safety net than that? Take a chance. Go with your gut. Make some mistakes. No making mistakes? Okay, well, That's up to you. I like making mistakes. It helps me learn things. So, I'm really seeing that they are protecting you during the jump, but they still need you to jump. Yeah. And from what I'm feeling for you, it's not like love isn't there waiting for you. What the universe seems to be waiting for is for you to... Yeah, you got a golden parachute. Right, exactly. What you need is that catalyst. You know, a matchbook? When you go get a matchbook, the old school matchbooks, where you have to strike it against something in order to get it lit, without that catalyst, without that striking pad right there, you can't get your momentum up enough to ignite the future you want. So you're in the middle of that catalyst moment and waiting for the spark to happen. You're just waiting for the spark. You're on your way towards the spark. You just haven't lifted it off the mat yet and seen the flame start. So now you know where to put the flame and the candle. That will be the person you may meet and fall in love with. That's where you will put that candle and that love in for someone else. So, and like I said, I go like this until I feel like you've heard everything you need to hear or answer as much questions. Because once I got your energy, I can pretty much do this without cards. I don't need the cards, honestly, but the cards help me kind of navigate some of the answers so that we can both understand them better. And Blazing, I'll be right with you. Nice to see you too. All right. So if you don't have any more questions for me today, I hope whatever happens, you have the best day ever. Remember, the future is always in your own hands. No matter what I've told you here today, you have the right and responsibility to go live the life you want to live. So go fucking live it and have the best day ever. You're a beautiful person, buddy. You're just waiting for it's timing. It's literal timing. I think it's just universal timing. 3 months is what I'm seeing in my head for sure. So if that gives you any hope, 3 months. Doors, I want to thank you for being here. I'm moving on to Blazing God. Welcome in, Blazing God. And feel free to drop back in queue if you want another question answered. I give people 3 readings per stream. So, that's when I get busy. When I'm slow, I can as many times as you want. But when I'm busy, yeah, that's when I have to enforce that rule. So, Blazing, I'm clearing the cards off for you. What are your numbers today, buddy? How are we doing? I think good things are on their way, Door. I think really good things are on their way. It's just a little bit of an adjustment period. Some self-care time. And being ready for it when it does come to you. Because it's going to hit you like a freight train. And you're going to like, whoa, this is I can't believe I got the woman of my dream standing in front of my face. And all I had to do was open my eyes. It'll be like that kind of a moment. Oh, shit. Really? That's what I'm feeling. All right, Blazin'. Give me those numbers and your question for the day whenever you're ready. I'm shuffling until you say you're ready. Or until they say they're ready. Thank you for being here nonetheless, my friend. Feel free to stick around, lurk if you want. If you got to go self-care and do other things, feel free to go do that. Donations are up for options. That's up to you. Any other thing you've done for me, thank you for your time and space that you've given me today. That's the most precious gift you can give me. So thank you for that. I get to do what I love every day. That's what I get to do. That's the payment I get. I get to do this for 3 hours a day, and it makes me the happiest man in the world. Just doing this for 3 hours a day makes my whole day. You know what I'm saying? 9 shuffles, 22nd card, doing wonderful. Have been some wicked dreams lately, but I'll sort them out. Just a general reading and well-being. Okay, you got it. I'm going to finish the cleanse here. Wait for them to say ready. Okay, ready. So here are your 9 official shuffles. 1, 2. I want to move this up just a little bit more. 3, 4, 5. I like to see you see that I'm actually shuffling. 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, God cards. And now the 22nd card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and the 22nd card is now on top. And you want to know a general reading on your well-being right now. Okay. And so we shall give you a reading about your well-being and some wicked dream stuff too, huh? Yeah. Let's talk about the wicked dream for a sec. The wicked dreams for a second. You know that your subconscious is trying to work out that past damage, right? That the reason you're having all of these wicked dreams right now, and you're trying to work out some of the issues and problems in the ethereal realm rather than in the world you live in right now where you're here sitting with me. You got the past in the past. Then when you get this card in the exact position it's meant to be in, it means something completely different for me. At least when I read for people, it does. In my book, it will mean one thing and one thing only. Stop looking into your past and start looking forward into your future. And right now is the time to review that past to see that it did make you be the person you needed to be at this moment. We had to get you to this spot in life. We had to get you to this moment in life where you're sitting here with this reader and you're understanding that now is the time to take your brave step forward onto a new path. Where you choose to go from here, that's where we want to take you. But it's time to say, where do I take my life from leaving the past behind so I can embrace the future? And that's the very literal translation of this card, because that's what you get when you get it in the exact position. You get the literal translation of the card. And sometimes I feel a lot of different things through this. And what I'm feeling is this need to overcome this emotional damage that's been done somehow, some way in your life. And there's some things that you've kind of want to come to terms with or get or be at peace with, or at least finally leave them behind so you can make room for new things, right? So just like the sky is sunny today because it decided to be sunny, but if it decided it needed to let something out, you get to decide what kind of rain you get to be. So you can be the light, happy rain where people can dance and sing in, or you can be the gale-forced winds that will knock them down to the ground and push them in where they belong, into the sea. You get to decide how much emotional freedom you give yourself. This is the time to let this out or let it go. This is the time to feel it, to go through it, to understand it, to express it in the best way possible, to give this energy to something so that it won't carry with you the rest of your life. So letting go of some emotional stuff here so that we can finally close the book on old blazing God and become the person we've always wanted to be. The home path is about you reaching your full potential, having all of your house in order. You have a good, solid foundation of who you are as a person. You protect that person with your shields and auras, or your walls of safety. And then you put your roof on top, which is your spirituality, or whatever you believe in as a higher power, to protect you from all the other things that the world can throw at us sometimes. And then you know what you need to do, right? When it comes to the home path, you got to open up those doors and let people in and let people out. You decide who comes in and out of your life. Now that we've got a more stable place coming for you, you will be asked to go out and explore the world. You'll have a new save spot. Your new Mario save spot is now being created so that you can go back to any bottom of the barrel. If you ever go back to a bottom of the barrel ever again, you go back to the moment you started doing things in a healthy way, not all the way back to where this was at. Okay? So now, why are we going through all of this? Because it makes perfect sense with this card. It makes absolute perfect sense. Because now is the time to fill those holes up and repair. Now is the time to feed yourself that which you truly need. Not the sugary, sweetie stuff that's been holding it in place up till now. It's time to do the real work and eat the real meal so that you can get the nutrition you need to heal. So it's time to start taking in that which will help you heal again and help you bring you back to that place. You were asking about your quality of life. You were asking about all of that stuff and what you need to do with all of that, right? Generally wicked dreams lately, and you want to know about your well-being. Well, it's telling you this is the time to feed yourself those dreams back to yourself and see if any of them taste good. Do any of these dreams make sense to you? Do some of these dreams not make sense to you? Is it all one dream and you just haven't realized what the dream means yet? You know, pay attention to those dreams. They're trying to tell you something there. Write them down. Get yourself ready to, when you wake up, you're having wicked dreams, write it down in a journal when you wake up. Then reread it before you go back to sleep at the end of the night. You'll resolve some of those issues because what you do is when you think of something, your mind makes a conscious or an unconscious choice. We are predetermined to follow certain cues in this world. There are certain things that as animals, as people, as intellectual people, we react to certain stimulus, like fear, anxiety, pain, all that stuff, right? We all have that, you know? But where you need to fill yourself up in is to know that you don't need to be repaired anymore. To know that what you went through was the patch being filled. When I went through the most difficult depression of my life and I finally came out of that depression and realized I wanted to live, I healed that wound. I stopped trying to do the easy fix, which was take my own life, and started to actually do the work I needed to do to feel whole inside. So that's what the feed card's about. So the gods, or whatever God you believe in, is offering you the plate of hors d'oeuvres saying, pick one and eat, my friend, because you need to feed yourself what you need. And that's why you're on this path right now, to let go of the past, to let those emotions out so that you can finally feel at home and peace with yourself. And that's your general reading for today. I love it when I have to give good news. So we got God cards too. And here come your God cards, blazing. So what does your higher power want you to do right now? It's a definite will on your part. Your will. Your power. Your strength. When you got two yellow cards, that's all about the summer-like energy. That's when we create. That's when we manifest. That's when we allow ourselves to follow our dreams, follow our desires, follow those risky things we thought we shouldn't do, we know are okay to do, but we are just a little scared to do them. Boom. We are ready. Remember that forge that you've been in up to this point has gotten you red hot so that you can take yourself out of the fire and temper yourself into the shape you want yourself to be. You can create 4 tools or as many tools as you want to help you with this. Do you need a sword to defend, to protect you, a shield to defend you? Do you need a cup to be filled or emptied? Or do you need the fan to control that fire and the ebbs and flows of your life? What are you creating now to help you get what you want in your future? It's time to create the tools you need for the work ahead. Be positive. Shine like the bright sun in the sky, shining down onto your world all the sun it needs to grow. Because this is the card of sunrise, sunset, where the sun is always there shining the positive energy down on you, giving you all of the positivity you need to make this transformation. They are being ultra supportive right now. They want to see you come to your full potential. They want to see you finally own that power of yours. They want to see you become the blazing God. I could have called myself anything. I call myself the unknown prophet. I could have called myself the unknown God. No, I'm not a God. I'm a prophet. I see things before they happen. I don't make things happen. Well, depends on who you ask. But Blazing, what I'm feeling mostly for you right now is not necessarily like you're lost. It's more like I'm newly found and want to own that. You know what I'm saying? You're done with being lost. It's time to say, I am who I am. Fuck you all if you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? And if you have to burn some worlds down to get what you want, well, no one said God was a nice God. Oh, he's supposed to be a kind, compassionate person, but he doesn't allow certain things into heaven and has a very judgmental view on the world. I don't know if that's a loving God or not, okay? That's a God who has issues. My God just says, yeah, come on in, you're fine. And you're asking me, what about the dirty, icky people of this world? Well, they made dirty, icky choices. Guess what they have to live with? They have to learn with those icky, bad choices. And when they come into the ethereal, they have to relive them all over again. As if they were the ones getting the hurt. They have to go back and deal with the exact thing they did to somebody else. You know? So all of you abusers out there, your time is a-coming. When you die, if you are still an abuser, you come back and you are the one being abused now. Just fair warning. Only some of you are like that, though. Not all abused people are like that. Most people are because of what we are, dumb humans in this world. You know, dumb humans who do dumb, stupid things for dumb, stupid reasons that we don't even understand why we're doing them. Any more questions, Blazing? I'm here if you need any more questions answered. You want to jump back in the queue, you're more than welcome. Or if you just want to sit here and chit-chat with me, either way it works for me. But it's good to see you, my friend. I hope that reading helped you in some way, shape, or form. Gave you an opportunity to see that the changes that are happening right now are the ones that are going to transform your life the most. Okay? So that's kind of what I'm feeling for you. This is a big transformational moment for you. So you can become literally whatever you want yourself to be. You just have to believe in that full potential that you already have. When we talk about choosing a name, when we chose Blazing God, we chose that for a reason. It's a representation of how you feel inside. I can only imagine what that means to you. I know what I pick up when I see those words. You know, it's not God like God makes something happen. It's me. I'm the God of my own life. I'm the one in control of my blazing path. That's the way I take it when I read that name. You know, and nothing and no one can stop me from living that life. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we're going to return to some music for a while. So, I'm going to keep it a little low here. But if you guys are... Okay, give me a second here. I just wrote something saying, yeah, I get what I want has been a long time coming. Definitely ready to start down a new path in front of me. I've seen it before in visions when I was younger, and I'm glad it's finally time. Perfect read for today for you. Thank you, Prophet. You're welcome. Yeah, and that's what I mean. That's what the Willow card was about. You know, that dream that you had when you were a young boy. Trust me. Believe in the dream. I'm living the dream right now because I followed the dream. I don't know what other proof I can give you than that. That's all I can give you. So you go for it, my man. Hey, I don't have any green at this moment, but I will take a small tobacco toke for you. This one's for Blazing God and the 420 Glory. If you have some green, please smoke a bowl for me. I'll have some tomorrow. Cheers. Cheers. We do have a little bit of green left, but we're saving it for tomorrow because we want to go have one joint right before we go watch Deadpool and Wolverine tomorrow. So we're going to be a tiny bit toasty as we walk into the theater watching all the previews and stuff like that. It'll probably last the entire movie. So, you know, we're going to do a little bit right before we go into the movie. That way, you know, we can really enjoy our time there. So, but it's only enough for maybe a joint for both of us. So it's not like it's a whole lot of green. It's maybe 10 milligrams of cannabis, honestly. So, and that generally gives us kind of a little loopy, but not completely stoned. It takes like 5 for me to get, for me, because I have a high tolerance. That's why I have to use it like a medicine. If I don't, my tolerance gets too high. Here's your hydrate. So, but yeah, I mean, my story is so fantastic and unbelievable. If I were to tell you the whole story, you would sit here going, no, none of that really happened. And I'm sitting here to this day saying I have proof sitting in the other room that this actually fucking happened. So, when someone tries to tell me that I don't know shit about the universe and all of that stuff, when I have those kind of people who pop in my life every once in a while to remind me I'm not their cup of tea, well, I'm not their cup of tea for a reason. They don't need me. They don't need my kind of advice. Like I said, only the people who really need to hear my kind of advice come here. I don't care about being the most popular tarot reader out there. I don't care if I have 5 people in here or 1 person in here. As long as I am sitting here trying to give you guys the spirituality I feel you need to help you move your path forward, to get you to that point where you can embrace your destinies, you can embrace your fates, you can embrace that timeline where you can get everything you want blazing, because it's a choice. It's you choosing between I'm going to live and have that life and be so fucking certain that it's going to happen, you don't question it anymore. You question when the right signs are going to come in your way so you know when to act. Like you're driving on the road and go, oh, turn off time. So, you know. So I'm glad I could help today, Blazing. All right. If you got any more questions for me, don't be afraid to ask, okay? Anyway, back to what I was storytelling, I guess, for a while. More about my path and my journey. Um, the most exciting time of my life was when I joined the Coven of the Standing Stones. And I don't talk about that very much because I have so much respect for their traditions and so much respect for them that there are certain things I just can't tell you because I've been sworn to secrecy, and I take all of my oaths very seriously, no matter what they are in life. So if I've promised you something or oath to something to you, I will not. I will not break that oath. I will not break that oath unless it is something to say. Let me see what you just said. Yeah, it's been difficult for navigating a vision from when I was 7. See, I got mine when I was 8. Got it probably wrong turns here, but I think I finally got the right road again. Yeah, exactly. You sound like you're living almost the exact kind of life I live. I had the dream at 8 years old. I I thought that was the most fantastic dream I ever had. The man who came to me in that dream was me from the future. I truly believe I time traveled from the future to my past, from a different timeline into this timeline, so that I could know what to not go down this time. Now, I did go down some of those roads, but I self-corrected enough to get back on track to get to the destiny I was supposed to do. It took me a little longer to get there, but I did get there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can see that. That's why I feel so connected to you, because I feel like our stories are so similar. So for your warning, okay, when you have the woman who keeps showing up in your life, who's trying to get your attention and you're not paying attention to her, maybe you need to take a second look at her, because maybe she could be the one true love of your life. I'm just telling you, that's what happened with me. Maybe that's a cue. She walked into the store. She was stalking me for 3 months. She tried to get my attention for 3 months before I even saw her, because I have to admit I'm a very self I I'm a dirty, ugly man with dirty, ugly thoughts, and I hope I can get the beautiful woman. She's not exactly. She's a very robust woman, very broad shoulders. She's bigger woman, like I am. You know, so she wasn't the body type, but she was the soul type for damn sure. At first, I love her body now. I've always loved her body after that moment because I didn't fall in love with her body. I fell in love with her soul. Body is just a skin that she wears. I love the person inside of that skin. That's who I love. So if that gives you any hope whatsoever to keep following this dream and keep paying attention to your signs and look for your moment where someone's coming to you for a change instead of you going to them for a change, watch out. You might be surprised. That's all I want to say. I tell you. Remember, I tried to kill myself at least 5 times in my youth. At least 5 times in my youth, I tried to take my own life. I don't think you've been through that. But maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But I had a very hard time dealing with myself and coming to terms with who I was. I had to stop listening to everybody else and what they felt I should be, and I had to start to decide what I would be. Yeah, I have survived 7 suicide attempts. 3 of them were actually life-threatening. And I know that now, but I didn't always know that, I didn't know how special of a person I was until I accepted my path, until I accepted my destiny. Once I did that, everything else fell into place. Everything fell into place. I got accepted for my Social Security. We got the money we needed to fix the house. We got caught up on all of the bills that we had been waiting to do for 7 fucking years. Then we had abundance after abundance after abundance happen to us for at least 3 months. We had major abundance, and now it's calmed down a little bit because it's getting ready for the next stage of abundance again. So, I'm glad I'm here too. Really, I am, because I would have missed out on all of this all of it, if I'd given up back then. I'm happy that I checked in every time I felt like it. I'm glad people checked me in every time I was checked in. I'm happy that I am sitting here right now, a person who believes concretely that suicide is the wrong answer now, completely, totally trusting and loving myself for who I am as a person, to love my path, to love the journey that I'm on, to love the person I'm with, the people I'm experiencing life with. I've never been happier in my entire life than I am right now. Yeah, we all have bad moments and bad times in life, but I'll tell you, I have about a 5% ratio to a 95% ratio, and 95% of the time, I'm living the best life ever. That 5%, it happens. I think it happens to us all. But I stopped living in my worry, I stopped living in my anxiety, I stopped living in all of that crap, and I let it all fucking go. And the second I let my fucking damage go, really let it go, and accept that was my destiny, boom, came my destiny. Then it took me 3 years to fix myself, and then I've been doing this for 5 years now. I've been doing this for 3 years, but I took about, during the first stage of the pandemic from 2019 to 2021, I was in repair mode. Then after I was done with repair mode, I got back into my spirituality again, started to accept my path again, started doing readings as the unknown prophet, and boom, here we are. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you for telling me that. Because I know that now, but I didn't always believe that. I was a shy, introverted kid who didn't know how to make friends, who was scared he would never be liked and loved by anybody because he was so different and weird. Because he heard invisible voices in his head. How many times I tried to convince my friends that I was talking to real people, They all thought I was nuts. Every last one of them thought I was crazy. They didn't tell me that, but they thought it. You know, it's hard enough when you're around people you like. When you're around people who don't really like you and you can sense all of their feelings from them, it's a little hard to deal with life sometimes, you know. I've walked in other people's emotions my whole life because I'm an empath too. Not a strong empath, but I'm beginning to become a stronger empath. That's my last gift, is that empathic ability to be even stronger than it was before. The last and final stage is reaching that complete love and trust within myself. And I'm like 2 steps away from the end of my destiny line. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting so close, you know, to the end. And I know I'm on the last stage of my life now because I was promised 15 years of happy, 15 years of peace. That's all I was promised, and that's all I've been told about my future. As of this point, I don't know what's coming. Yeah, and you don't know how many psychologists I saw. I must have saw 50 different psychologists, and I only had like 3 tell me that maybe I shouldn't listen to the voices, but every other one told me that as long as they were telling me to do good things for people, as long as they were telling me to do beautiful things for people, I should listen to them. If they start telling me to do bad things to people, I should not listen to them. That was the advice I got over and over and over again. They didn't think I was crazy because when I was in these sessions, I would prove to them without a shadow of a doubt I knew something that I could not have told them. I mean, I was telling psychologists about their lives, even though they had never told me about that. I didn't do research. I didn't do anything about these people, you know? Some of these people I just got stuck with on a random room and on a random day was told to talk to them, you know? Because I was in that headspace. And when you're going through your own crazy depression and anxiety, then you feel everybody else's crazy anxiety and depression. Then you feel all of these voices coming in telling you how to correct things. You think you're nuts. Trust me, you think you're really crazy at that moment. So I wanted to make damn sure I wasn't crazy. Over and over again, they told me I wasn't. So here I sit. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome back in. Nice to see you, sweetie. How are things going for you? And how have things gone? I really want to know. Did things work out the way you wanted them to? Are things finally getting back on track for you? But yeah, you know, I mean, it's been weird because I basically live in the high speed internet 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's like I see the high speed internet at the highest speeds possible. And when I stop for a brief moment to do the search engine of the universe, then it's like Google pops right up. You know what I'm saying? It's all right there waiting for me to Google it. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way I can describe it. You know? So me and Blazing were just talking about my gifts. Yeah, you know, you understand what I mean. Yeah, you know. So, yeah, and then when I after that, and when I started to really trust myself, start to really honestly trust this gift, when I started giving reading after reading after reading and being told time and time again, you are scary good. You are so scary good. In fact, I've actually scared 4 people away from my readings because they couldn't take it anymore because I was just too on point. So I've scared people out, having to say, I have to stop. I can't do this anymore. It's too much for me. You know? So it's not like I don't know I have some power in me too. I know what I'm capable of. I know I can change destiny and fate and all of that stuff. But I choose not to do anything of that here because that's not my job. My job is to help you reach that destiny and fate, not to change it. You know? I'm a destiny weaver, multi-universe traveler, astral plane traveler, empathetic. I have visions. I am clairvoyant. I am a medium. I am a bunch of different things. I'm not the strongest psychic out there, but well, for what I do, I am good. That's what I've been told over and over and over again. So it's kind of hard to deny you're good when people keep telling you that. You know, I don't try to get a big ego about it or nothing, but you know. All right, Stephanie, you want a reading? Let's go. Sorry, I just saw your name pop up in there. So I'm going to start the cleansing shuffling. You know what to do. they like it here. Okay, they said that this is the right spot for you there. All right, Stephanie, here we go. Your 10 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I have to count. 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Too many. That doesn't count because it's too many. But I am going to shuffle one more time. 10. Because I need to finish the shuffle. Alright, and 25th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. I get that blank stare feeling when I'm starting to get that download. Like, I feel like I'm walking through a dream. Really, it does. That's what it feels like for me. Like I'm walking around in a cloud of dream. Okay, what's coming for you? That's a good question. What is coming for you? So, Stephanie, it's going to be a time to rekindle back and get back to that inner circle of friends that you have. And maybe you're saying to yourself, what friends? There are people in your life who've always shown up for you, who've always been there for you, no matter what the circumstances have been. Everyone has that, at least one person. If you don't have that person, then it's time to go find that person. It's your turn to light the fire in the middle of this circle. Then you have friends come and help you keep it lit. But you have to be the one who starts the flame and get back around your community, get back around the people who you like to socialize. So maybe it's getting you out there and starting to experience the world a little bit more and be around people who are your close-knit friends to give you the good advice you need to hear. Present and what's coming for you as well is this time of finding balance. You will or may have been living two different kind of lives or have two different ideas of how things are supposed to go together, or two different things in your world that just have to find a way to coexist together. It's time to put down any swords or anything like that. We don't need to do that anymore. We just need to walk that gray in between. Doesn't matter if we make a good choice or a bad choice, as long as we can come back to that center and decide what good decision we will make next or what decision we will make next. Because sometimes that bad decision leads to an absolutely brilliant, beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? So we always know that the Unison card is about honoring and believing in destiny itself, believing in your personal destiny. And the Unison card is all about bringing balance back into yourself, bringing all the parts together so they sing in that symphony. So you are that symphony of notes, not just one note standing alone. So that kind of peace and balance is going to come your way. And then finally, when you're done doing this, you will be letting go of some of the things that have been your bad habits or bad things that you've been doing to yourself will start to drop off. And you'll start to notice that a lot of these problems that you used to have are going away. But they're not going to go away quickly. They're going to go away slowly. They're going to take the time it needs to take to digest all of that so that it can become nutrient dirt in the future. So you're preparing the way for a better future. You're preparing the way for a better place for you to put a brand new home down if you want. Get back around the circle of friends. And then the integrate card is about bringing everything together as one. You take all the good, all the bad, and you bring it together, and you take all of that which will serve you and help you in making that changes, and then you spark the flame, and then you spark and put that light on that candle where it can spread throughout the rest of your life. So you're preparing for that moment. You're preparing for that moment where everything comes together and you light that spark, you ignite that flame, you start that destiny you've been so wanting to meet. So that's what's coming for you. Sounds like a good plan to me. Let's see what your God cards have to say. What are your God cards? Well, I can't say it enough, but I will say it again, Stephanie. There are fires in your life, things you've paid way too much attention to that you don't need to pay attention to anymore. You need to drop all of that off and start working on you. The fire that is in front of you, that is you. Extinguish all other flames and work on the only fire that matters, the one you are doing right now, living your life to the best of your abilities. Concentrate on that and extinguish all the old fires. Then, and only then, can you please, please, please for me, shine down onto your world the most positive attitude you can muster, the most positive feelings you can give, everything in your life that brings you joy and happiness. I want you to surround yourself with those things because that brightness needs to be shined down on you and your life. So it's time to bring back the positivity into your life. Let the old fire go so we can start the new fire that will keep us warm through the night. Not having to go around all night putting out fires. And if you want any other message for you, it's a very physical and spiritual thing we need to do with ourselves. You know, those are summer cards, so that means all about your will and intent, your passion, your drive, the way you decide to do things. So that's what that's about. Any other questions, Stephanie, while I got you here? Let's cleanse these cards off here. But that's your reading for today. It's good to see you. Did things work out for you with that other situation? I don't want to say more about it unless you don't want it shared. With the girl? Okay. You're welcome. Never mind. I'll drop it then. So we're going to clear that off. Because I do care about you guys. Okay, I'm not understanding what you're saying to no, it's not. I forgot some of what I said here. I'm sorry. So I don't know what you're responding to with that, but I hope I'm sorry that your life is not going well, if that's what you mean. No, it's not going well. I'm sorry. Wish I could do more. It looks like good things are on their way, though, for you, hon. This is the catalyst you need to get that, I think. We've been talking about your catalyst moment for a while. It's time to ignite that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Demon, 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 demon. On me to the moon, and I'll dream of life again. Not for you, my son, and not for you, my friend. I'll dream of you every day. To the bottom of my soul I will take, and I will stay, and I will stay. You asked me about the girl, and no, she so drive crazy, and she had a crush on me. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. What revenue? I don't have any revenue. I don't get paid for this shit. I don't care if I get paid for this shit. Money's not that important to me. Not anymore. Whatever. I was reading something. Sorry, I was reading something real quick. Okay, back. Oh, okay. Well, dumb questions are still communication. She's just trying to communicate, sweetie. You know how she feels about you. I'm sorry you don't feel the same way. You know? She thinks she's in love, and maybe it's turning into a bit of obsession. I don't know. I don't know if that's that it's that quite hardcore yet, but you know, she's just trying to find out what's going on. She's trying to figure it out. You know, just like we all try to figure shit out. You do it too. You start asking yourself, "What am I doing wrong? How can I do it better?" Blah blah blah. Yakety spackety. You know. Like I said, I don't know if you have reciprocating feelings for her, but I don't think so. In other words, you don't like her the way she likes you, basically. I don't know if she's your jam or not. I don't like to. I don't care what kind of sex you like. Yeah, I didn't think so. But I don't like to. I don't like to guess. You know, I like to. I'd rather know the answer because I don't always pick up on that stuff the greatest because I have a dualistic thingy. I'm stealing a bowl from my wifey. I don't care. Well, I'm sorry that so that's happening. Try to let her down as easy as possible. Tell her you just don't feel the same way about her, and tell her, you know, tell her all those things that you need to tell her. You might have to break her heart a little bit, but I'm sorry, if she's gonna keep bothering you about it, you're just gonna say, "Hey, look, hon, I know how you feel about me, but I will never feel this way about you, and I don't want you to waste your life loving someone who can never love you back. Please move on." You know, that's the best you can do. If they choose to move on and be better people because of it, great. If they don't choose to move on, well, let them sit in their little happy place, but you don't have to give them any more attention than you're already doing, you know? maybe even less attention. You know? If it gets critically important for you not to talk to her, you know the steps you need to take. So, it's been a slow day today, guys. It's been a really slow day today. Usually I have 5 or 6 people in here. And more on the way getting readings. Cool. So, you know. I'm going to shout out a friend here real quick. Here's another good tarot reader. She's a shamanic healer, and she has a very unique gift about herself. She's astrology and also tarot. So she combines all of those into a wonderful work. If you need some personal subconscious and unconscious desires removed from you, she's definitely the person I would go to for that. That's my suggestion, Stephanie. I don't know if you've ever been to her, but she might be able to help you with this stuff. Move that out of her brain or something. I don't know. Or at least move it, you know, so she doesn't. I don't know what you need to do to make this girl realize you're not the one. So, but definitely go give her a check out, guys. She's one of my dearest friends. I love her with all of my heart. She's an awesome tarot reader. And like I said, she's good at helping with those conscious and subconscious desires kind of stuff, you know? So, maybe she can help you where I can't. Well, I hope you have a great time there. Stephanie, if you go check her out, go check her out. Otherwise, I'll see you when I see you. I'm so slow, I'm actually thinking about raiding out. That's how slow it is. You know what? We're going to do it. We're going to just raid out. Hey, I'm going to bring you right to her. So if you didn't go to her, we're going to go there. How about that? So if you're going to follow along with me, raid message number 1, raid message number 2. 2 is for subscribers, and the first one is for anyone. So go ahead and give her a like, a follow, a subscribe. I'm going to get the heck out of here for today. I'm going to leave you with, let's see, what do I want to leave you with? A song? What song do I want to leave you with? How about No More Fear? We'll let you guys go. Have the greatest day ever. I'm getting out of here. I'll see you tomorrow.